Okay, I got a little late 80's Mercury 70 here on this little fishing ski, and it's carb job time. Yeah, carb job. Can we say it again? Carb job. This one's a really kind of a pain to like get the front cover off. Somebody's laughing over there at Mercury. Yeah, this thing you gotta get off. That choke, manual choke thing comes up through here, and you gotta get this choke solenoid out of the way in order to get it. Anyway, but I'm probably gonna clean this up. Maybe after I get done with the carbs or something, I might spray some of that mixture on it and clean it up. Yeah, it's kind of dirty. Gotta get that out of the way. And I've got my ultrasonic in here running. And, you know, you always do this. You quarter the job a little too low, but here we are. We're gonna get her done. That's only got a few more minutes. And then I'll throw the other carb in there. And key when you're doing this, take a little scribe and write 1 and then 1 on the bowl, so that when you put it together, your bowl and your carburetor all just go together. Anyway, thanks for watching. And I think I just spit out a piece of, what was that? I don't know. That's ridiculous. What did I just eat? Oh, might have been a piece of celery or something. Alright, I got this other fishing ski boat that showed up, and it was classic. That, you know, it needed a carb job, so I didn't shoot it, but I did a carb job on it. And guy and his son showed up, and then at least he was honest. He told me, you know, he wants to just sell it, but he can't sell it if it's not running. So I did a carb job, but you know, if it's not running, I don't know if it's pumping water or not. So we'll find out. Well, we did find out. I ran it and totally fixed my issue with it not running properly. All right, come off of there. Why is this thing not wanting to release? I want to break it. Come on. Well, let's see. No, it's not one of the clamshell where you can release. I like the ones with the clamshell. You can slide them up off of there. For some reason, it's stuck down here on the bottom somewhere. There it goes. Anyway. Supposed to be really super hot today. The next few days it's going to be really hot. That's weird. I keep thinking it's got to be over here, but I'm going to pull this all off. So I have it running. Alright, so one of the issues I have is in the remote up there, it won't go into warm-up mode. So all you guys that have these older engines, you gotta learn something. You gotta warm up mode for these things. And there's a button up there on that remote. Alright, there's a button on these style remotes. And it puts it, what it does is when you push the button and push the lever, it, instead, like if you just did this, it would shift, right? It's gonna shift into forward gear, and we can't start it in forward gear. And it won't even, like if you turn the key, you get nothing, right? So we're gonna pull this thing back, and it's got some sort of problem with the linkage. May have to even disconnect this shift linkage to get into here, because this is not right. And it looks to me like somebody had put this on here. We don't know if they did a good job or not. We really don't know. But what I was going to say was, normally you push this button and then you shift and there's a detent. That's advanced timing. That's giving a little bit of timing, which is going to give it a little bit, you know, you're going to open the carb a little more. So, you know, you're going to have a higher idle, at least until warm up. And it's not in gear, so it's just sitting there warming up. Without it, it can be really challenging and tough to do. You push the choke, and then this is like a chainsaw. You turn it on. I won't do it right now, but you'll push the choke. It'll want to fire. So you don't keep choking it. Then you just, because it's just like a chainsaw. You know, once it wants to fire one time, you take it off a choke. A lot of times like half choke or, you know, and so, which will allow a little bit more air. And then you'll fire it and it'll fire up. So it'll fire up. This is advanced timing. So it'll come to temperature. We hope it's cooling. So I've already ran this one, and what I discovered was that there's something going on in here. It's not really engaging, because when we try to start this, we'll have a prop spinning. And you know, obviously you don't want that. You know, you want the prop to just be sitting there in neutral. Anyway, I'm sorry. But looks like they added a couple of kill switches. There's one here. There's one here. I suspect there's a problem inside this box. So, what do? I think the best thing to do is replace it, because you're gonna have to get a wiring harness. So here's our wiring harness going into this box. You know, unless you want to rebuild it, you can rebuild it. You got that option. So anyway, this is made these remotes were made for 2 engines. So if you had a boat and you could hang 2 engines on it, this is what you'd want. So, okay, so this was just not really pumping any water. Trying to see if maybe I could pull this out. Yeah, I think so. It's maybe real difficult to get back. And then, you know, backflow some air to see if that'll. Well, it's bubbling down there. So probably, most likely needs a water pump. When I see that and it's that clear, that tells me it's not pumping water. These old Mercurys don't have thermostats, so you don't have to worry about that. Not like the Johnson Evinrudes. It's pretty much a water pump. So I can call the guy and tell him that, and also tell him about his remote, that I need to take it apart, see what's going on, try to figure out what's happening with that, because you need that advance to start this, even in a dead heat summer. Once you do it the first time, it's kind of like it builds the right kind of amount of pressure inside of the engine block, and you know, the fuel vapors help it ignite. So you can literally, if you have this timing right and everything, it should fire right one time. And you know, really the timing needs to be checked on this, because that may be possibly part of the issue, but we have to have that advance working correctly in order for this to be really a good running engine for anybody. Whether this guy keeps it, sells it, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. So till next time, we'll see ya. I'm Jeff. Hawkeye Marine.